War, a word that conjures images of destruction, chaos, and suffering. It leaves an indelible mark on the world, reshaping landscapes and lives. Physical and emotional scars run deep, affecting generations. Syria and Afghanistan stand as stark reminders of war's relentless grip. These nations, ravaged by conflict, share a tragic bond of suffering and resilience. The remnants of war continue to haunt them, a constant reminder of their turbulent past. Syria's civil war erupted in 2011, a conflict that tore the nation apart. A brutal conflict, it dragged on for years, leaving devastation in its wake. Afghanistan's agony is even longer, a nation embroiled in conflict for decades. 4 decades of fighting have left their mark, from the Soviet invasion to the present day. From the Soviet invasion to the US withdrawal, the cycle of violence seems unending, a tragic loop of suffering. Both countries are now left grappling with the aftermath. Cities lie in ruins, millions are displaced, searching for safety, and lurking beneath the surface, a hidden enemy remains, threatening lives every day. Unexploded ordnance and landmines pose a deadly threat, a silent menace in the aftermath of war. This is a story of 2 nations, forever marked by conflict, their histories intertwined by tragedy. It's a story of loss, resilience, and the long road to recovery as they strive to rebuild and heal. Join me as we delve into the devastating impact of war's remnants on Syria and Afghanistan, exploring their journey towards hope and renewal. Syria, once a land of vibrant culture and history, now a nation fractured. The conflict, ignited in 2011, quickly escalated. Rebel groups clashed with government forces, foreign powers intervened. The nation became a battleground. Years of intense fighting followed, cities were bombed, civilians were caught in the crossfire, the death toll soared. By 2025, the Assad regime had consolidated control, but the scars of war ran deep. Millions were displaced, seeking refuge within and beyond Syria's borders. The economy lay in ruins, and across the country a deadly legacy lingered. Unexploded ordnance and landmines, remnants of the fighting, posed a constant threat. The Syrian people, though battered, showed remarkable resilience. They began the arduous task of rebuilding their lives and their nation, but the road to recovery is long, and the echoes of war continue to reverberate. Afghanistan. A nation synonymous with conflict. For over 4 decades, it has endured relentless war. The Soviet invasion in 1979 marked the beginning of a long and bloody chapter. Civil war followed the Soviet withdrawal. The Taliban seized power, imposing their strict rule. Then came the US-led invasion in 2001, toppling the Taliban but plunging the nation into further turmoil. For 20 years, the US and its allies fought in Afghanistan. The conflict exacted a heavy toll. Thousands of Afghan civilians were killed, the country's infrastructure was shattered, and the land was littered with explosive remnants of war. In 2021, the US withdrew its forces. The Taliban swiftly regained control. Afghanistan was left facing an uncertain future, grappling with the devastating legacy of decades of conflict. War's echoes often resonate long after the guns fall silent. Unexploded ordnance and landmines are a grim testament to this. These hidden dangers pose a silent but deadly threat. Unexploded ordnance encompasses any unexploded weapon: bombs, shells, grenades. Landmines are specifically designed to maim or kill. They are often buried, lying dormant until triggered. Both pose a significant risk to civilians. Children are particularly vulnerable. Their natural curiosity can lead them to tamper with unfamiliar objects. The consequences are often devastating. A moment of play can turn into a tragedy. Clearing these hazards is a dangerous and time-consuming process. It requires specialized training and equipment, but it is essential work. Every unexploded ordnance or landmine removed is a life potentially saved. Section 5. Syria's hidden scars, a legacy of loss. The true cost of Syria's conflict extends far beyond the battlefield. The nation is scarred, both physically and emotionally. UXO and landmines present a persistent and deadly threat. Exact casualty figures are difficult to obtain. The chaos of war makes data collection a challenge, but the impact is undeniable. Every day, Syrians live with the risk of these hidden killers. Farmers tending their fields, children walking to school, families returning to their homes. All face the danger of encountering UXO or landmines. The fear is constant, a heavy weight on their shoulders. The Syrian government, with support from international organizations, has begun the task of clearing these hazards, but the scale of the problem is immense. It will be a long and arduous process. Section 6, Afghanistan's minefield, a perilous path. Afghanistan holds the grim distinction of being one of the most heavily mined countries in the world. Decades of conflict have left their deadly legacy. UXO and landmines litter the landscape. The statistics are staggering. Thousands of Afghans have been killed or injured by these devices since the 1980s. And the threat continues to this day, casting a long shadow over the nation's future. The presence of UXO and landmines hinders reconstruction efforts. It makes it dangerous to farm the land, rebuild infrastructure, or even for children to play safely. It's a constant reminder of the violence that has plagued the nation. Despite the challenges, progress is being made. Organizations like the Halo Trust have been working tirelessly to clear mines and educate communities about the risks, but much more needs to be done. Section 7, Healing the Wounds, a Call for Action. Addressing the legacy of war in Syria and Afghanistan requires a multifaceted approach. This involves not just physical reconstruction, but also healing the emotional and psychological scars left behind. It demands a commitment from the international community and the affected nations themselves. Mine clearance is paramount, as these hidden dangers continue to pose a threat to civilians long after the conflict has ended. It's a race against time to remove these lethal remnants before they claim more lives. Every landmine removed is a life potentially saved, a step towards a safer future. This requires funding, expertise, and equipment. Education is equally crucial. Training local communities to recognize and avoid these dangers can significantly reduce casualties. Teaching communities, especially children, about the dangers of UXO and landmines can save lives. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it is also protection. It empowers them to make safe choices and avoid unnecessary risks. Victim assistance is essential. Those who have suffered need comprehensive support to rebuild their lives. Providing medical care, rehabilitation, and psychological support to those affected by UXO and landmines is crucial for their recovery and reintegration into society. International cooperation is key. Sharing information, best practices, and resources will enhance demining efforts. Collaboration can lead to innovative solutions and more effective strategies. The Ottawa Treaty, which bans the use of landmines, must be universally upheld. Only through global commitment can we hope to see a world free of these hidden killers. Section 8. Hope amidst the ruins, stories of resilience. Amidst the devastation, stories of hope emerge, stories of individuals and communities overcoming unimaginable adversity, stories that remind us of the resilience of the human spirit. In Syria, a group of women who lost their husbands in the conflict have come together to form a demining team. They are determined to make their communities safe, one cleared minefield at a time. In Afghanistan, a young boy who lost his leg to a landmine dreams of becoming a doctor. He wants to help others who have been injured by these devices. His spirit, unbroken by tragedy, inspires those around him. These stories, while just a glimpse into the lives of those affected, offer a powerful message. Even in the face of immense suffering, hope endures. The human spirit, though tested, refuses to be extinguished. Section 9. A shared responsibility securing a safer future. The scars of war run deep, leaving behind a trail of destruction and despair. In Syria and Afghanistan, the remnants of conflict continue to pose a deadly threat, with unexploded ordnance and landmines lurking in fields and communities. But amidst the challenges, there is hope. Communities are coming together, and efforts to clear these dangers are making a difference. By working together, we can create a safer future. Investing in mine clearance, educating communities, and providing support to victims are essential steps. Medical assistance and rehabilitation for landmine victims are crucial, offering them a chance to rebuild their lives and regain their independence. International cooperation and a commitment to peace are crucial for long-term success. Diplomatic efforts and humanitarian aid play a vital role in this mission. The journey is long, but we cannot turn away. The resilience of those affected inspires us to continue our efforts. The people of Syria and Afghanistan deserve our support. They deserve to live in peace and security, free from the fear of hidden dangers. Let us honor their resilience by working towards a world free from the scourge of UXO and landmines. Every cleared field is a step towards a brighter future. Let us remember, peace is not merely the absence of war. It is the presence of justice, security, and the opportunity for all to live in safety and dignity. It's the presence of justice, security, and the opportunity for all to live in safety and dignity. This is the vision we must strive for. That is the future we must strive to build for Syria, for Afghanistan, and for the world. Together, we can make it a reality.